Alright, this is a deck profile of Mecha Phantom Beast. This is going to be using the May 2018 ban list. This will be a pure variant, so no Karakuris or nothing like that, just a pure variant. Love this deck a lot. I recommend trying it out too if you want to have something a little fun. 3 cards you want to have, or cards you want to have at 3, no less, is Mecha Phantom Beast Mega Raptor and Mecha Phantom Beast Online. Mega Raptor has an effect of, if a token is summoned on your side of the field, you get to summon a Mecha Phantom Beast token, which really nice right there. Then you can search by distributing another token to search any Mecha Phantom Beast. Very nice. And if you aren't aware, Mecha Phantom Beasts share an effect of, if a token is on the field while it's on the field, you can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. If you can see that, it's kind of a glare. And then all the non-tuner monsters, but I only run Mecha Phantom Beast Online as my tuner. All non-tuners gain 3 levels for each token, Mecha Phantom Beast token, on the field. And no other tokens make it go up in levels. So Mega Raptor goes up to 7 and then 10. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't go up by 1, it goes by 3. O-Lion is your main playmaker of the deck. When it's sent to the graveyard, you get to summon a token. Very nice, all top of that. Then when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to normal summon a Mecha Phantom Beast again. It's your main playmaker for a reason. Very good. You do not these two different cards you do not want to run at any less than 3. If you're not, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Tetherwolf. Tetherwolf is one of your main normal summons, one of the better normal summons you have, aside from maybe Mega Raptor. If it's a normal summon, you immediately summon a Mecha Phantom Beast token. Nice on top of there. Then the second effect is, while it's battling an opponent's monster, during the damage step, you can tribute a token to make it gain 800 attack. Or, up to 2,500. Very nice. Second effect is not as useful, but the first effect, yeah, you use that quite a bit. I run Scramble, so 2 Cult Wings. You do not want to run any less than 2 if you're running Scramble. You just don't want to accidentally see it in your hand when you have it. Then you have dead Scrambles. This card, if it's special summoned while there is a Mecha Phantom Beast monster on the field, which includes the tokens, you get to special summon 2 more tokens. So, very nice. It can explode. It can make your deck actually explode if you pull this off with Mega Raptor. Then you contribute 2 of the tokens to banish or destroy, then banish a card on the field. And it does target. Very good card. Don't want to run it any less than 1 or 2. 2 is pretty nice. I'm not too sure about this next card, but it's probably the only other really alright card, Harleyard. It's pretty nice. It's if you tribute a monster in general, not just a token, you get to summon a token as well. Pretty nice. It's kind of a blind there. Then you can tribute a token for this effect to special summon a monster from your hand. Very nice. You usually summon Cult Wing out with this to get 2 more tokens. Then you can either make a Link, activate his effect, so his effect will get another token. You can do many versatile things with this deck. I like this a lot because of it. You can use, if you really so wish, you can use the Raiton guy. I just don't like Raiton because you really don't get much advantage in your hand, too much really. So discarding cards with Raiton isn't very useful, and then with Righton, you don't get an effect to tribute a token to do something after you get it. So it does nothing for you, which I don't like. The final Mecha Phantom Beast monster, Hamstrat. Flipped face up, gets 2 tokens. Very nice. Make very many Link plays if you so wish in the future, if we get more Links and stuff. But also another fact is, tributed a token, summon a Mecha Phantom Beast from your grave. Very nice. You make any Synchro plays with O-Lion. You can try to make a play like flip this face up, get a Halyard, try to summon something from your hand with Halyards, something. You know, do whatever you wish. Very nice card. Then I only run 4 other non-Mecha Phantom Beast monster. I do not have this card, but Scrap Recycler. I'm actually using Mathematician right now. I just didn't remember Scrap Recycler existed, which is kind of silly on my part because, you know, yeah, it's machines. I should probably know. Hey, it's alright. Mathematician's alright too, but you want to use Scrap Recycler because, spoiler alert, we're running Quillfort Genius, and it requires only machines, and Scrap Recycler is a machine, and has pretty much the same effect as Mathematician. Mathematician's pretty good because it gets your O-Lion into the graveyard, and that's the card you're going to send to the graveyard. So, just to, you know, make that clear. Then there's 2 tuners I use for this deck besides O-Lion. I have Gen X Ally Birdman and then Glow Up Bulb. Glow Up Bulb is the best number 1 in the game. Level 1, I mean. I'm sorry. And then Birdman, if you manage to keep a Hamstrat surviving till your turn and flip it, you can activate Gen X Ally Birdman, return the Hamstrat to your hand, summon the Birdman, then make an instant Trishula. And then you can reset Hamstrat for, you know, more tokens. It's pretty good cards. These are probably the best tokens in the game, honestly, for the level. Very nice. Very, very nice. All the monsters I have, I think it's 20 or 19 monsters. So, you know, pretty even lineup. Next card is obviously the Scramble Scramble. If your opponent controls more monsters than your monsters you have on the field, so, like, if you control, like, it's strange, but you have to control less non-token monsters than your opponent. And then you contribute any number of Mecha Phantom Beast monster tokens specifically, to summon that many Mecha Phantom Beast monsters from your deck. It's kind of weird, but you just have to have less monsters than your opponent than tribute any Mecha Phantom Beast tokens you have. It's strange, but it can blow out your opponent, like, really easily. If you have a Mega Raptor and a Coltwing in your deck. 2 next cards, Pot of Desires, obvious. Best draw card, really. And also, you don't really care what you banish too much, except O-Lion. If you banish O-Lion, that really hurts a lot. So, if you have, like, let's say, a Foolish Burial, which I have, or a Junk Recycler, you want to normal summon it first, then activate Pot of Desires. So it gets it into the grave, and it's not gonna. You don't have the chance to banish all 3. That's the case with any deck that you don't want to banish something. Just make your plays first, and then activate Pot of Desires last. Just to make sure you don't banish the cards that you need. 1-0s, you got Soul Charge, Monster Reborn, Staples. Staples again, you got Raigeki, Foolish Burial obviously for O-Lion, and Glow Up Bulb if you so need to. I run this card if you want to change something out. You do it. Mind Control, just take a opponent's monster and link off with it. You can also run another Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is searchable, by the Synchro monster that this deck has, which get to that later. And lastly, Scapegoat. Pretty good. And Scapegoat tokens make Mecha Phantom Beast monsters not be able to be destroyed by battle. So, I don't see this too often, but you don't want to see more than this because it kind of gets cloggy. So, one is good. For trap cards, 3 Aerial Recharge, very nice. This plus Mega Raptor, like if you have this on your first turn, set this, set that, you get to summon a Mega Phantom Beast token, and Mega Raptor's effect to summon another one. Very nice field control, field presence and stuff. And then you can do it once per turn. Like either player's turn, once per turn, you can summon the token. But at the end of the turn, during the end phase, it has a maintenance cost of tributing a Mecha Phantom Beast monster or token, or Mecha Phantom Beast monster or Mecha Phantom Beast token, or this card goes to the grave. So it has that maintenance cost. It kind of stinks. And also, you cannot chain like 2 Aerial Recharge to 1 Mecha Phantom Beast token. That does not work. Only one of them will stay on the field. I had to ask that at a locals, and yes, you have to tribute 1 token for 1 trap. You can't cheese it out with chains and stuff. My removal is Spiritual Wind Art Miyabi. You tribute any wind monster at all on your side of the field to place an opponent's card to the bottom of the deck. Now, you want to make sure, like darn sure, that you do this to a monster that they put a lot of resources in, or you do not want to get to the graveyard at all, like Burning Abyss. I played this against a Burning Abyss player. He summoned Tour Guide. I just spun his monster back into the deck that he summoned, and he had to end his turn right there, which was really, really nice. It made me win that game. It was very nice. But yeah, you do not want to make it, like, just for like a spell or trap, you don't want to activate this because it will be a -1. You have to tribute a monster. But if they put a lot of resources into that monster and then you just spin it away, then it makes it a plus. Or if it makes it like Burning Abyss, if it just hurts them so much they have to end their turn off of that, which can happen sometimes. Next card for protection, Storming Mirror Force. You can run any Mirror Forces you like. Storming is nice, Mirror Force is nice. It just gives a little bit of protection that you might need. You can run anything you want with this. And then I run Solemn Brigade, two Solemn Strikes, and Solemn Warning. Very useful. I like these cards a lot. Makes protecting yourself a little bit easier. That's it for the main deck. It's a 40-card main deck. Very, very nice and precise. You can switch any of the cards out you wish, but if you're running Scramble, you want to have 2 of the Colt Wing, and then you obviously always want to have 3 Mega Raptor, and then 3 O-Lion. That kind of keeps the deck its function. You can, if you want to have any suggestions, like if maybe have a better idea for Spiritual Wind Art, because I think this is more of a good side deck option. Because a lot of the times when I saw this, it wasn't too useful. But when I did see it against that Burning Abyss player, when I went to the locals last, it completely won me the game. It was really nice. And any other suggestions, you can tell me and stuff. Like, you can switch Brain Control out for Mind Control, but still, switch that out for really anything you wish. Maybe another Called by the Grave, because hand traps kind of destroy this deck, like, really hard. Like, if you summon Junk Recycler and they Ash Blossom it, you're kind of stuck there. And there's not really too much room for 3. I mean, you can remove, like, ham strap or something, but, yeah. Anyway, on to the extra deck. Obviously, since you're running a lot of tokens, and tokens are normal monsters, Link Spider, very nice, because so often you have 2 monsters and 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. You either make a rank 10, which isn't always too useful, but if you can make their life points less than 4,000, then it's useful. But if not, then you could just make that and then make a Draco Sack. Really nice. Proxy Dragon, one of the better rank 2s. Or rank 2s. Rank 2s. If you make a huge play, you can make this to extend your extra decks. Quite nice. The main Link monster you're going to play a lot, Quillfort Genius. Really nice. It's really nice. It's just easy monster to make. Just 2 machines. And it has a nifty effect of just, you can negate a monster's effect on your side and your opponent's side of the field for free. Very nice. It's useful when it is, like, can be devastating. And just on top of that, it's unaffected by spell or traps. It's crazy. And the effects of other Link monsters. That part doesn't come up, but man, the first effect, they can whiff on many stuff. Very good. You use that a lot. And then finally, a Decode Talker. I'd probably replace this with a Saryuja Skull Dread, but I'm not rich, I'm broke, and this is probably the best one I could use for right now. I made it a couple times when I was at my locals, so, it could do stuff. That's for the Link monsters. Now, Synchros, level 5, Catastor. You could just destroy any monster really in the game that problems you. It makes it's really easy to make, just O-Lion and a token. Very easy. Especially when the Needle Fiber comes out, which you want to play in the deck if you're going. You want to play Needle Fiber if you can get your hands on it. I'm betting it's going to be really expensive, but yeah, it would be really nice to have for the deck because, yeah, it's really good. Level 7s, Samurai Destroyer and Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. This one has an Armades effect when it attacks, and then when it leaves the field during your opponent's card effect, like leaves the field at all, it gets to special summon a machine monster in the graveyard. It's a very new card. Actually, I think it's Circuit Break. It came out in Circuit Break. Yeah, Circuit Break. It's a very good card. And then this one bounces cards back to the hand. This deck has a lot of targeting in it, and this is probably the best. It has a lot of targeting, but this targets too. Well, it returns it to the hand, and if you have something that just cannot be destroyed and stuff, and it giving you problems, you can summon this. So, to deal with that, level 8, I do not have money for Siphon Lord Omega, so Stardust Dragon. Stardust Dragon is probably one of the best level 8 synchros ever. I mean, honestly, if you don't have the money to buy Omega, just Stardust Dragon. It's good. It protects your stuff, and it frees up your Link zones if you activate its effects, which is really nice. And also, I don't have the money for Omega either, but I'm okay with that. Level 9, Jackalucin. Jackalucin's effect, when it's synchro summoned, you get to attribute any number of Mecha Phantom Beast monsters up to the number of cards in your opponent's hand. Then your opponent randomly discards the equal number of cards. That's not going to be useful too much because you want to keep your tokens on the field. But, it's there if you really need it. Like if you're playing against a Exodia or something straight crazy like that. But then, on top of that, other Mecha Phantom Beast monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Which, it's crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's just like, it's a blanket protection against all of your monsters, including the tokens. So it's going to have to run out of a 2700 meter before it deals with any of your other stuff. Very nice. And then on top of that, if it's destroyed by your opponent's card, you get to set a quick play spell directly from your deck. That's how I said Cold by the Grave is searchable. Same thing with Scapegoat, but, also that. And then, obviously, the king of all synchros is Trishula. You can make this easily with Chinook's ally Birdman. So, you can make it with other tuners, but it's more often with Chinook's ally Birdman. Finally, up to the Xyz. The rank 4s are Geargiga X and then Lightning Shadori. You want to play this over Castell because it can bounce more stuff back into the deck, which is much more useful. Because you get to summon this, you get to send a set card onto the bottom of the deck, and then on top of that, you can detach and then put a card on the field, face-up card, on the top of the deck. So it can spin 2 cards in one turn. It's very nice. And then on top of that, there's a Geargiga X, which, is a generic Synchro, or not Synchro, sorry, Xyz Searcher. It's very nice. And 2300 bodies, too bad. Rank 7, obviously, you play your Draco Sack. Unfortunately, you cannot play more than this because extra deck is too cramped. Honestly, I actually have not really needed another one, so it's not too bad. Though a bigger extra deck would be nice. Obviously, you play Big Eye, one of the better generic rank 7s. You just steal an opponent's monsters for free, and it's very, very nice. You have to play that in this with this deck. It's the rank 7s you go into. Great, great monster. And the last card, Super Dreadnought Cannon Gustav Max. That's your rank 10 you go into. It's a pretty good card. It's if you attack with 2 monsters and make that, you can, if your opponent has less than 4,000 or less life points, you can put them on a 1-turn clock to deal with it, or they'll lose. Which, very nice, very useful. Honestly, I kind of like this more than the other rail cannon because, honestly, when you have that card, your opponent's going to have very low life points. If you attack with your monsters and then Xyz summon, your opponent's going to have little life points remaining. If they're not, then just make Draco Sack or Big Eye. Probably Draco. You're going to make Draco Sack unless their opponent has a really good monster, then you play this. That's the rest of the extra deck. Obviously, 15 cards. Pretty nice, pretty nifty. I like this deck a lot. Very nice, making big plays if you can. And then, it's alright. It's a good deck. It makes some things. Anyway, this is the deck profile on my Mecha Phantom Beast. Hope you enjoyed, and if you have any suggestions, please kindly make those. Thank you. Bye-bye.